Hello everyone, and welcome to my YNR Homies channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ian Ward, where is he now? The Young and the Restless Ray Wise reveals the mystery of the ambulance exit. In a recent SOD interview, Ray Wise revealed the mystery behind his character Ian Ward's ambulance exit because teasers for The Young and the Restless indicate that viewers are still unsure of his current whereabouts. Since Ian opened his eyes and gasped during that last ambulance ride during Wise's last appearance, YNR has held viewers in suspense. The possibility of Ian's potential reappearance has been left open after the revelation revealed he isn't quite dead. Wise is ecstatic about that since he would love to have Ian return for more drama. Wise was actually enjoying his most recent YNR tenure so much that he was sad to see it go. But Wise was also aware that Ian couldn't stay after that dramatic finale with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and the other members of the Newman clan. The only thing left to do is to determine Ian's true fate, even though Ray Wise isn't entirely certain. And I'm not sure where I went, whether I ended up back in jail, in the hospital, in the intensive care unit, or somehow escaped the ambulance, or if I did Hannibal Lecter and vanished into the woods, only to reappear a year or two later with a beard and long hair, Wise added. Perhaps Ian was able to conceal his survival and make a run because the Newmans have yet to hear any updates regarding his cheating his own death. In any case, Wise hopes he will be contacted again in the future because there are undoubtedly many more experiences to share with Ian. Additionally, Wise hopes that Colleen Zank, his gifted scene partner, will return to the role of Jordan. Additionally, I'm hoping Jordan is still alive. I wish she could return as well, Wise emphasized. It might eventually be shown that Jordan also survived and is currently off canvas with Ian somewhere, since stranger things have happened on soap operas. Although they would have to wait for the ideal moment to act, Jordan and Ian may already be planning another wave of retaliation. In any event, spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that there will be more evil discoveries soon, so we'll share our predictions for Ian and any exciting news that comes up. Make CDL your go-to destination for smoldering Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates. After Amy's ambush, Holden was caught, and Diane looked for a new ally. According to Thursday, February 6 spoilers for The Young and the Restless, YNR, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, will look for a new ally, and Holden, Nathan Owens, will be busted following Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, ambush. Diane will caution Jack Abbott against confronting Victor Newman about Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's connection at the Abbott mansion. Another excuse to fight is the last thing Victor and Jack need. There will be more arguing as the topic shifts to Jack visiting Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, following all of the most recent Newman turmoil. Jack will be reluctant when Diane eventually shifts the topic and suggests renovating Abbott Mansion. Diane will desire a small part of herself in this property, even if Jack will emphasize how it is filled with memories. Diane will know what she's doing and will make optimistic forecasts about the outcome because she was once an architect. Jack will at least give the concept some thought, but he'll also want to hear Ashley Abbott's and Tracy Abbott's, Beth Maitland, opinions. Diane will take advantage of the fact that Tracy will be in the living room later to present her remodeling proposal. Diane will be hoping that Tracy will assist her in persuading Jack to do it. Tracy will acknowledge that she has been wanting to modernize the space for years, therefore she will choose to work with Diane on this project. Before Kyle leaves for a phone call, he will join Nikki at Crimson Lights with Claire. Nikki and Claire will have an opportunity to discuss Victor's displeasure of his granddaughter's relationship at that point. Claire will ask Nikki to defend her romance with Victor by speaking with him, but Nikki will remind out that she has already done so. Rather, Nikki will believe Claire should speak with Victor and highlight Kyle's protective tendencies. Claire will finally ask Kyle how he would feel about them eating dinner with her grandfather since she will believe that Kyle and Victor are quite similar. It will be clear that Claire wants Victor to recognize her happiness and believe that Kyle is a decent man. Audra Charles Zuleika Silver will text Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, and take Amy back to his apartment at Society when Amy has a dizzy episode and almost faints during lunch with Audra. On Thursday's YNR episode, Nate will meet Holden on the coffeehouse patio while he reenacts his role as Damian King, Jermaine Rivers. Holden will question how Nate knows Amy and seem to be shocked when he reveals that she was a PI for his father. Nate will leave quickly when Audra's text ends the meeting. After taking care of Amy at home, Nate will use his connections to get her to move into his guest room and take some additional medical advice. Amy will argue that she must be the one to tell Nate the whole tale, but Nate won't believe Damian is willing to hear it from anyone other than him. Nate will propose that they tell Damian together and invite him to his flat as a compromise. Nate will apologize in advance for what will happen next and promise answers once Damian arrives. Later, Nate would yell for Amy to come downstairs, hoping Damian will understand. Amy will clearly not recognize Holden at all, so when she sees him, she will insist on knowing who he is. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Holden will end up in a difficult situation, so tune in for all the surprising revelations that lie ahead. Be sure to make CDL your go-to source for Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates. Damian investigates Nate's background while Sharon tests the waters with Phyllis. Editors have picked all of the highlighted goods and services on their own. On orders placed through its retail connections, Soaps.com might get paid a commission, and the retailer might get some auditable data for their records. Audra attempts to persuade Amy that Damian would change his mind and agree to see her at Nate's flat. She will simply need to wait. Amy is concerned that she could have scared him away by disclosing her participation. After losing his father, she summarizes, he went into a downward spiral. This was very drastic. A brief setback is understandable to her, but this seemed like he would never get well. Nate questions whether the agony has lessened with time. Amy only fears that her anxieties may materialize. She cannot bear to lose him once more. Knowing that she was searching for Damian, Audra reassures her by stating that he must have been impacted in some way. Nate is certain that Damian simply needs some time to calm down. "All right," sobs Amy. Audra assures her that their shared emotions will last. Nate would be interested in learning more about his brother's childhood. Amy tells the tale of Damian winning her over to his way of thinking after he fell in love with a stray cat. She chuckles at their anxiety in trying to hide the cat from her husband, until it unexpectedly showed up on a movie night. Amy is crying because she loves her son so much and can't take the thought that their time together is coming to an end. Audra is certain that he too loves her. She hugs Amy tightly. According to Nate, he will use every effort to ensure that it occurs. Amy gives him a hug. Holden warns Damian in the park that they can't continue this act for very long. His cover will be blown if he goes to meet Nate and Amy shows up. "Not necessarily," says Damian with a cunning smile. "What do you mean?" says Holden. "It's over if his mother looks at him once." Damian informs him that he must ensure that does not occur. Nate wants to know what it is that he is pursuing. Holden's going to try his hardest. Damian believes in him wholeheartedly. "I'm willing to wager that you can even persuade Nate to tell you the truth about everything." "Do you think he's trying to con you?" asks Holden. Damian is certain there must be more involved than only attempting to get him back together with his mother. He must understand his relationship with his mother and his desires. Holden informs Damian that they have yet to get the results of Nate's background investigation. Damian queries his mother's Genoa City connections. Holden speculates that she might be Nate's mother's acquaintance. Damian thinks it's feasible. Holden receives the updated information about Nate Hastings on his phone at that very moment. He learns that before an accident forced Nate into the corporate world, he worked as a physician. His mom works as a physician. Damian queries whether Nate's mother was acquainted with his father. Holden learns that Nathan Hastings was his father, but he passed away when he was a small child. "This whole thing is still a mystery," says Damian with a grimace. Sally is working at Billy's apartment when he arrives with dinner. "What took you so long?" she says. He claims that by using her motivational speech, he made good use of his waiting time. He is eager to encourage Daniel and Phyllis to join him in the media endeavor. Is he certain that's a good idea? Sally wonders. Billy has a different perspective on Phyllis than the majority of the town. She already has fantastic ideas for this project and is more business savvy than most people realize. When no one else had his back, she did. Sally appears to recall supporting him. Billy is sorry. Without her assistance, he could not have survived that ordeal. However, Phyllis was the only person in the company who supported him. What Sally did for him is something he will always remember. Sally appreciated how much he cared and saw how hard he was working. She is Billy's rock and he loves having her in his life. They share a kiss.